The idea of this project came to my mind last summer when I had a trip to an island in the south part of Iran. There was a group of old sailors. So we had a nice chat, and when they saw that I'm interested to know about their past and the journey and the old maritime trade, they started to describe all these journeys. So when they talked about this journey, they talked so proudly, because we know that back then there were no technology like today. There were no digital devices to navigate. So although many of these sailors, they couldn't even read or write, they know how to use the map to find the ways. They know how to look at the stars and find the paths. But what above all of them took my attention was that when one of the sailors, he mentioned something about his Indian wife, that whom he hasn't met for um, a couple of for more than 40 years. And then I found out that because this journey was a long journey, so when they reached the harbor to the destination, the layover was quite a long, something from 4 weeks to a few months. So some of the seamen, they got married there, and they have their wife and children, and their home in India and in Africa, and both places. But since 5 decades ago, all this communication, this traditional trade faded away. Some of these families, they explore a different destiny. They faced difficulties. They had to struggle with some trouble, like displacement, to immigration or separation. And I wanted to hear more stories like that. Say that in this project, I only focus on Indian Iranian families, and I put the stories of Iranian African aside, because it's another story. Yeah, so I went there, but it took me time to get to know this place, to find people who had the same background, the same experiences, because I needed to build up a mutual trust, to establish a connection and let them open up to me. But fortunately, it happened, and I found many friends there, and they share their experiences with me. So listening all this story, it's really it made me to think to work on this project. But I didn't want to have kind of classical, conventional documentary approach, because I want that my project included all these emotions and feelings that people coping with during these years. Always very clear. It was even sometimes ambiguous for them, and it sounds like they are restoring these memories. They are recreating these memories. So not all of our conversation were based on facts and reality, and many of them rest on imagination, and it gave me the chance to add something more emotionally to them. So some of my photos, I think I use them in a symbolic way, because I want my photo to carry a wider meaning, a wider concept of feelings, landscape, portraits, found objects. It's, for me, it was like a puzzle. It was like a pieces of puzzle that I want the audience to find a connection and make uh, and read this story. With these photos, I made a dummy. It's a small photo book that one copy is now in the exhibition. For those of you who cannot make it to see the exhibition, I will write the link of a video of this book that I'm flipping through, so you can take a look. And I like to know that's what's your idea and what's your opinion. Yeah, it was from me.
Thank you very much for this very detailed information. So I have already a lot of questions, but I think we should let the others speak first and then gather all the questions later on. No? Thank you very much.